guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tracy and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Central Victoria, Australia. I am taking part in the Ink and Inspiration blog hop group, and this month's theme is nature. So I'm actually using a new suite in the Mini Catalogue. It's on page 24, well, it starts on page 24. It's the Dandy Garden Suite. So let me show you the card really quickly. It is this one here. I love the colours, inspired from the designer series paper in the background. We have Bumblebee, Misty Moonlight and Mossy Meadow. So let's get started with it. All the supplies I'm using for today's card can be seen on the screen. If you head over to my blog, all the measurements and the supplies are listed over there as well. I'm using quite a few different products from the Dandy Garden Suite in the Mini Catalogue. It can be found on page 24. And let me just go through some of the products that we're using. We've got the Garden Wishes stamp set, the Dragonfly Punch, as well as the Dandy Garden Designer Series paper. And I have pulled my colours from that Designer Series paper that I've chosen. So we have Bumblebee and Mossy Meadow and Basic White. So we have the Bumblebee is our card base, but I'm using the rectangle stitched framelit dies here on our Basic White cardstock. This is what we're going to create our focal image with. I'm using the largest stamp here. It's got the 3 dandelions on it, and we're going to actually heat emboss in black. Now, Stampin' Up! No longer actually carries the black embossing powder, so I'm going to create my own. Now we're going to ink up in Versamark first, and then we're going to ink up in Memento Tuxedo black ink and pop a clear embossing powder over the top. That creates the black embossing look. Now, first thing I just want to quickly say is Versamark will not affect your Memento Tuxedo black ink pad at all, and this is also a way to emboss in any colour that Stampin' Up! Has. So if you want to emboss in Pool Party or Melon Mumbo, you stamp your stamp into the Versamark, then into whatever colour you want, and then heat emboss with the clear embossing powder. So a little tip for you there if you didn't know. So heating it with the heat tool until it comes nice and clear and you know that it's set. Doesn't that look great? I really do wish that we still had the black embossing powder. I'm using the blending brushes here and Bumblebee ink, and I want it quite dark down the end and ombre myself all the way to the top. So the way I do that is I add all the colour to the bottom and then work my way to the top, and I just keep going through that. Now you want a little bit of colour on the top of it. You don't want it to be white, but you really don't want too much colour. So I just keep adding, and don't go all the way up once you've got the desired colour at the top. So that looks really cute. I love that. I have the sentiment here that we're going to heat emboss with using the Versamark ink and the Memento again. So we're heat embossing it in the black. So here's the process again. Versamark, Memento, stamp it, and then we're going to pop the clear embossing powder over the top and heat it with the heat tool. The theme for the Ink and Inspiration blog hop is nature, so don't forget to head over to my blog and you can see what everyone else creates with this theme. So I'm using the Dragonfly Punch here to create a few of the smaller dragonflies, and I want one in Bumblebee and one in Mossy Meadow just to add a little bit of elements to it. So if you're after any of the supplies that I have used in today's project, you can purchase them in my online store. Use the hostess code for this month, and not only will I send you a handmade card, but you also get a bundle tutorial with heaps and heaps of inspiration and some really wonderful ideas. And I would so appreciate your support and your business. Okay, so I'm just going to start popping everything together. I'm using a liquid adhesive to pop that Designer Series paper down. We're going to also pop that frame down that we've ombre'd effect. And we're going to stamp, well actually, let's add some ribbon to that sentiment in the background. This is the Bumblebee in colour ribbon. I'm using some tear and tape here to secure that ribbon down. I find tear and tape is the very best to secure ribbon. So I'm just popping a little bit out each side. And this is actually going to be popped up as well. So it's a very simple card, but I love the effect of that ombre blending. Those blending brushes are really awesome tools to have in your kit, and they're so gentle as well. So a few dimensionals on there, and we're just going to pop that up, and then we can add those little dragonfly punches. So that dragonfly punch actually has two dragonflies, a larger and a small, so which is really handy. Matches with the Dragonfly Garden stamp set that it is bundled with. So I'm just going to add those two as extra elements, and I'm going to go in with, I don't have Bumblebee stamping blends, but I do have Mango Melody, so I'm going to use my dark Mango Melody to colour a few rhinestones and add them to the card as well, just to give that little bit of extra oomph. And I love to create my own embellishments. So here I go with the last of the Mossy Meadow Dragonfly, and we have our card done. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed today's card. If you have, please give me a thumbs up, and I'd love it if you left me a comment. If you haven't hit subscribe, please do that as well. And don't forget, go over to my blog and follow the blog hop on nature. You'll get tons of inspiration there as well. I'll be back with another video very soon, so hopefully you can join me for that. And don't forget, if you're after any of the supplies I've used today, you can purchase them in my online store. Use the hostess code for this month, and I'll send you a whole heap of goodies as a customer thank you for shopping with me. I'll be back with another video soon, so hopefully you can come back for that one. And yeah, have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Are you hearing my words I'm saying to you? 'Cause I'm